So this video is for my future wife, and so I'm gonna be advertising for my wife on social media, and I'm gonna be being my own life coach as well, and so I'm gonna brief you on what I'm working on, so that we can work together as a team. And here I'm working on my post for Facebook, and I'm going to be programming for my ideal wife and all my programming languages as well. And like, instead of me sitting here talking to myself, I can actually speak with another human being about what I'm working on and stuff like that. And so as I said in the previous video, I was explaining to you about a little bit about my life story and stuff like that. And so we're going to be working with the military, and we're going to be working, we might even get firearms as well, and I might even want them like near my bed, but I'm going to keep them in a safe and be 100% safe with them. And we might even get security detail as well for the house if we need it. And I'm thinking about getting a house somewhere. I'm thinking about getting a house somewhere in the Harrisburg area, as well as Washington D.C., as well as New York. And all this might actually happen for us as well in the very recent near-term future. And so I need to work with you on it so that we can capitalize on it. And I've been explaining this to multiple different people, but this might be the first time you hear it. But I do securities and exchanges, and they're extremely large investments done through my Google Gmail account. And I was told intellectual property on how to receive them, and I can explain that to you as well. And I do want you using the information that I have to your own benefit and to our benefits, or to our collective benefit. And as I said, I'm a psychologist, and I understand intellectual property that helps make us wealthy as well as safe. And I'm a computer scientist as well, and I'm the CEO of my own business. And so at my business, we sell other businesses products and services for a commission as well. And we also have an advertising agency where we advertise for businesses. And we're going to be doing that from my website right here. And we're going to be doing that from my website right here. And I do business writing right here as well. And I do freelance work from my website, and you're going to be working with me on my website closely as well. And we're going to be working together on my business. And you can be the vice president, and it's named the King Organization Corporation. And I just followed the advice given to me from Amazon Kindle Cloud Reader, and I will share that information with you. And I have some things you can read that I wrote thus far, and you can work to edit them as well, and make them professional documents that we can use. And they talk a lot about writing, and they say you should write like it's a full-time job. And it's essentially like programming white space, if you will, and programming reality when you write. And we also program for businesses as well. And anything you type into the compiler happens in real life. And it understands the languages, and it understands math and mathematical equations. And so please excuse me if my voice is a little off right now, because there's people around me, and my dad's around me as well, and it kind of throws me off a little bit, or else I'd be even more excited to speak with you about this. And so I will essentially live for you, and we can live together. And so I've been in bad relationships in the past, and as soon as I was in a few bad relationships, like, I didn't want to get another bad relationship until I met the one I was going to reproduce with. And I went through some stuff in my life that could have been avoided. And so that's kind of why I need you in like a securitized fashion, like a secure woman to be with, and like a safe woman to be with, and like a wonderful woman to be, like a mature woman to be with, essentially, if you will. And so I need to get this video, so I'm gonna make this video, and I'm gonna essentially make this video because it's important that I do. So So it's important that I make this video for my wife, and I work on getting a wife here, because if I don't reproduce, that'll be like millions of years of genetic engineering ending with me, and I do not want that to happen, because like I have good genes, and I want 2 sons, and I'm gonna program them into the computer here, and so everyone has a family, right? Like I'm not gonna be the guy who doesn't have a girlfriend or a wife or a family. Like I'm not gonna be that guy. But like I got hurt so much in the past, and like sort of relationship type of ordeals, that I don't know what to do. Like, should I do dating advice? Like, should I do the dating advice that John Alanis told me to do? Or should I like work on like marriage and religion and stuff like that with what I was currently working on? I'll do a little bit of both. So I'll run you over what I'm currently working on, and this is my online curriculum, and working on my online curriculum, and the thing is I can use ChatGPT for my online curriculum as well, and I'll continue to do that. So ChatGPT can write for us, and they can do writing prompts for us. And there's several different books on Amazon Kindle Cloud Reader about ChatGPT, and they're trying to explain to me that it can make you billions and millions of dollars. And they talk about all the things that ChatGPT can do, and I still need to read through a few of the books, because apparently it's important, because they're like writing every book on it. And I learned that from Amazon Kindle. And I really do like reading Amazon Kindle as well, and I like reading Amazon Kindle because that is where I got a majority of my information before, and it does really good information. And so we're going to be reading from Amazon Kindle if you're going to be my girlfriend or wife, and I'll just relax with like the seriousness of like dating and relationships at the moment. And so this is my online course and curriculum, and I'll read it off to you. I'm going to continue to work here throughout the night. I'm going to continue to work on being my own life coach as well. And I can call Scott Perry in the morning, and I just need to chill out and relax, because I might be getting $32 million in the next 10 to 15 days. And I'm also going to be getting $10,000 transferred to me as well. And so anyway, so we're going to be working on the internet to make money, and so this is where my online courses and curriculum, and I do want to start an online curriculum with information in it. It's kind of like starting a college, if you will. And I might want to start a college as well. And so we're not going to watch too much television, being relationship partners. And we're going to be working on the internet, and we're going to be like working out and working at home, and like I don't want to. We can watch some TV, but I don't want to watch too much TV, because like TV, like I don't want to be stuck watching a channel that I don't want to watch. Is essentially what I'm trying to explain here. And so anyway, so I'm going to be working with the Silva method with you, and we're going to be doing the Silva method because I believe it's the best form of communication and visualization exercise. And so that involves you thinking like me, and so it's like a militaristic drill, and it relates back to Jesus and religion. And so I fucking I pasted on this website a couple times, so I just need to make sure I save it when I do. And yeah, I need to make sure that I save this information when I work to make this an online course. And so I'm going to continue here as a life coach. And so this is my website right here, and I sell securities and exchanges from my website. And so this is throwing me off writing to my wife, but I guess I have to do it. So anyway, as I was saying, we're like Apex. Alright, I'm just gonna give this shit a break. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'll say it another time. So I'll just write about it on Facebook. Alright, so as I said, I'm gonna go into full-blown reproduction mode so I can get my genes remade here, and, and I'm gonna work with quantum leaping, and I'm gonna work with the silver method in that initiative, and I'm gonna work to educate not only the women around me, but my wife as well, and hopefully she can be a fan of mine and read through all my stuff, and she can read through all my work, and we'll plan and associate accordingly, and I'm gonna advertise about it on advertising platforms, and I'm essentially gonna advertise my hand in marriage on social media, and I need to do that in order to reproduce here and attract the best sort of mate, because that's essentially what you're supposed to do. And I am going to engage in dating and relationships, and I'm going to post this video on all my social media pages, and I'm going to post it on YouTube as well, and I'll explain to you as well as my wife what I'm currently working on and the protocol we're going to take as well. And so I should probably keep my intellectual property private, and they say you can give away some information, and it creates a following if you're a life coach for free, and it creates a following, and they eventually invest with you or give you money for life coaching, and we need to really think about where we're going to do that, and so I can keep my intellectual property to myself and not give away the best intellectual property that I have, and that's probably what I should do. And so I'm going to work with my girlfriend, and I'm going to try to find girlfriends on Facebook, and I might even get a dating app and pay for a dating app currently. But I was like thrown back when I was in college, and I went through something, like I went through a lot of hardship in my life, and like when I get a wife, like I don't want any hardship at all for her or my family, and hopefully she can have a family as well who's kind to her and are people that I enjoy as people and do not really have any problems with their life and are healthy individuals. And so I definitely want a European, purebred European female, and she can be, I want to train with her in the metaverse as well as in reality, and we're going to be training in martial arts as well as Pilates, Jiu-Jitsu, and we're going to be training in ballistics as well, because we might have guns when I get a little bit up there, and we're going to be training with the FBI as well, and we might have security guards eventually, and we're going to be working with real estate as well as a team duo, me and my girl, and I'm open to all sorts of girls. I just want you to have a good personality, and I really want to use the silver method with you, which is like sharing common values in just about everything. And I do want to think alike with you as well, because I want the mother and the mother of my children to be extremely, I want her to be like me essentially, and I can teach her to be like me as well with all the information that I know, and she can read through all my documents, and I can explain to her what I know extremely quickly, and I have been doing that to individuals on the internet, and I have been dating on the internet, but I didn't hang out with anybody in person, and I just essentially I talk to them about my business, and I talk to them about money, and that's what I want my wife to do as well when she talks to individuals on the internet. And so I want our internet to be secure, and I want to be able to, for both of us to look at both of our own internets and enjoy what we both have on the internet, and I sort of want the same things on the internet as well, and the internet's extremely important to me, and people can get in on the internet, and I definitely don't want my wife to be like, cheating on me on the internet with any individual, and I don't want anything bad happening to her on the internet, because underneath Obama, like, I had these girlfriends, and that's what happened underneath them, and that's why I stopped dating and stuff, just like dating, because I wanted to find the one that I wanted to be with and reproduce with, and I wanted to find the one who was like not only like perfect but also wealthy, and with resources, and I wanted to look a certain way and act a certain way as well. And I was really waiting on getting paid because I was supposed to be getting paid for about 10 years to 13 years now. And I was going to wait to get money until I found a girlfriend, but it looks like I need to find a girlfriend first, and then we can work to make money together because I'm sitting in a pretty good situation. And that's why I got the internet and Facebook and stuff like that. And as I said, I'm extremely athletic, and I'm like 6'4", and I can sometimes stretch out to like 6'5", and like I can just grow extremely tall as long as I'm supported by an individual. And like I know psychological powers that allow me to make others individuals big or small, and you have the powers as well as my wife. And you can do it with your mind, and you can support bodies with your mind as well. And I want you supporting me at all times and making me bigger and stronger with your mind, because the mind is an extremely powerful tool, and like it can make people sick if you're around them for too long and you think negative thoughts about them. So I want to think positive thoughts about each other during our entire time together. And I want to start off well and leave a good first impression, just in case if what John Alanis, one of my mentors, said is real. So I want to make a good first impression on you. And so I do want to impress you as well with my intellectual talent as well as my strength, and really my ability to become wealthy and my power as well. And I'm an extremely athletic individual, and we're going to be training with martial arts and jiu-jitsu, as well as military and ballistics, and like essentially everything. We want to be apex. I want you to make me the biggest and baddest motherfucker like around, and I do it to myself anyway. So if I leave it up to you, then you need to do it as well for me. And there's different styles we can have, and so you can style me to the point where I want to be styled. And other than that, like if I ask you to, like, if something goes wrong, which would just be like a flaw in the thinking that we do. So this is why I use the Silva method, because if I use the Silva method and we think alike, it works extremely well. And when I say think alike, I mean we're both interested in information that puts us ahead and makes us money, and we read and we work on the internet during the day, and we also enjoy each other, and we will be loyal to each other. And so we work on the internet to make money, and we talk about money, and we do not visit like anybody like out of the blue that we just meet on the internet, unless like we both like know 100% who it is. And it's going to be chilled out and relaxed, and it's not going to be too intense because I'm a little bit mature than I was 7 to 8 years ago. And it's going to work out extremely well because we're going to be wealthy and money protects us. And we have money currently in both of our families, and we're going to keep the money we have within our families, and we're going to work with what we have to make money in this stretch of before I get paid here in like 10 days. And I'm going to fill you in on what I'm working on as well, and the information that I have obtained, and who I actually work with on the internet, and the extremely important people I work with on the internet as well. And so this is an authentic email from Joe Biden, and you can tell it's authentic when there's email protocol I use and stuff like that. And I read information on Amazon Kindle about how to do it with Gmail, and I do want you getting a Gmail account doing the same thing I do. And you can tell it's real when it says signed by mail by Gmail, as well as there's no warning signs with the email as well. So I'm getting ready to write to him and send this message to him as well, and I'll send this video to him as well. And he wants $20 for an online account, and these are the type of people I work with. Like that could be a direct email to his inbox if that's an authentic email, which it says it is. And this is the type of work I do, and people who I mess around with. Like the President of the United States is an extremely important person. You know what I mean? And he's like emailing me and offering me millions of dollars. So I'm obviously an important person in the world today. So you just need to remember that. And like the combination of us being together will get this done, because it will be like a celebration method like, celebrating our union together. And this one's from Stephen Mnuchin, and he's getting ready to transfer me $10,000 that we're going to use for security. Now, this initial email is a little bit off, but it doesn't have any warning signs. Like, he sent me an email, and it doesn't have any warning signs, but it doesn't say signed by, mailed by, Gmail. So he wants access to my JP Morgan Chase account, and I'm not going to give it to him. But if he sends me money and it goes through, then I'll work with him. So sometimes these things vibrates at ones and zeros. And sometimes his email protocol like changes and alternates. But so this email is from Janet Yellen, and she changed her email to Melissa Ocampo. See, that's what I'm talking about with this email. Is like they change sometimes, and this one says Miss Janet Yellen, and there's no warning signs, and it says signed by, mailed by Gmail, and that's the Gmail protocol that lets us know it's authentic. And so Janet filed taxes for me, and she said I'm getting ready to receive $32 million here in 10 or 15 days, and she filed taxes for me. So she went out of her way to do that for me, and I should have got paid a while ago, but it's going to happen just in time if it goes through. And that's $32 million, and if I have $32 million, I'll be set for life. So I need to check in with the IRS here, and I believe I can check on my tax returns, and I can do that with the IRS. So this is Tracy Julian. I believe this is a person from the apprenticeship program, and so I was selected to do an apprenticeship program for the state of Pennsylvania, and it involves working with individuals who I'm going to pay to work at my business, and it's essentially like a grant that I got rewarded, and I'll get into that a little bit later on with you after I'm done covering what I'm currently working on as well. So there's intellectual property behind receiving these emails that we should keep to ourselves, and we really should keep the intellectual property to ourselves because it's extremely valuable. And really, if we tell everyone in the world, then it remains useless. So I'm not going to be telling anybody my gems, if you will, anymore. And if we do consulting, I'm not going to give out the best information to anyone. I'm going to keep the best information to myself, as I would with a wife. And this is more from the PA apprenticeship program, and I got them emailing her, and like at night we can go over what I'm currently working on the internet, and you can either read my internet or you can answer my emails for me. And this is what we're going to be currently working on with our business. And in my JP Morgan Chase account, I have $10,000 that's supposed to drop on the 23rd or 29th. And this is a job application right here. And so yeah, so there's intellectual property behind receiving the emails to our inbox, and deals with the power of visualization techniques. And they talk about the power of visualization, how important it is. Like they say you should do it 24/7, and so you can visualize in like a circular manner. Like if you do it in a pie, like a loading phone screen, then it goes on forever. And they also talk about imaginations as well. And they say you should work to develop your imagination to be extremely vivid, and to try to visualize your future and create thought images with your mind, like of your future. And they say visualization is scientifically proven to work, and you want to see things happen in your mind before they happen in reality. And you can do this to protect yourself as well. And like when we're driving around out in the public, see, this is Kamala Harris, and that is essentially her, because it says signed by, mailed by Gmail. So I'll send her an email and update her on what I'm currently working on. But this happens with each president, and these are Securities and Exchanges. And I researched the information that allows this to happen with my email inbox. And it was a book I read on Amazon Kindle, and it talked about Gmail and the power of Gmail and what was capable with emails. It was like one of the first books I read from Amazon Kindle, and I got all the information from Amazon Kindle as well. And it talks about the power of visualization, and to visualize receiving money through all vessels on the internet, including through email. And we need to agree on this email fact. Like, if you're going to be my wife, we need to think alike and agree on it. And so that information is like alone is like $1 trillion information you can make from that information. And the whole time when I was in college, like, they talk about the power of visualization, and they say to visualize for yourself, because a lot of times we visualize for other people and it helps make other people wealthy, but we should be visualizing for ourselves and our own lives. And I can teach you the other information I learned from Amazon Kindle, which we're going to be using together as a family unit to make things safer and more profitable for ourselves. And currently in the new age, a lot of people do a lot of work from home, and I want to be the most high-tech and modern like couple that we have, and the most sophisticated, and all the positive information and positive rhetoric and vocabulary that we can use to describe ourselves. And they talk about the power of positive thinking and being positive as well. And they say that our minds are trained to think the worst case scenario a lot, because it used to save us from being eaten when we used to live in the woods. And but we need to train our mind to think positively about situations. And I also read a book about Napoleon Hill and invisible counselors, and they also say that telepathy is scientifically proven to be false, but we can use what we can to communicate. And I'm also an electric human being, and I have echolocation, and I have a software package, and I have electrical abilities of my mind to create noise with my mind and sound with my mind. And it's above a certain octave, and some people say they can't hear it, but I can hear it loud as day, and it's essentially subliminal messages that I can send through the air. And I was working with Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos about it, and Bill says it's on the internet, and a lot of people say it's on the internet as well, and everything is essentially the internet. And they named it Kali Linux, and it's essentially a voice, like an AI bot, like a Siri or an Alexa, that I have in the atmosphere and like outside of my window. And it attacks individuals when I want it to attack individuals, and it essentially turns me into Zeus. And I essentially invented the power. And so it felt like the second coming when I was at college. I invented the power that I currently have. And it's essentially a radioactive machine, and it's controlled by a voice, and this voice can attack individuals who I wanted to attack. And it can also be used as echolocation and radar. And it's essentially like some people, and that's what happened to me when I was at college, and I believe it to be the cure for schizophrenia as well as Havana syndrome. And it relates back to Nikola Tesla's and his discovery of infinite energy sources. And I'm planning on I use it for weather modification sometimes, and I also use it and you can use it for communication. And later I read a book that people can develop echolocation, which is essentially what it is. And it has other capabilities as well that I'm going to work on with GSA.gov, which is a service I can provide the federal government, and get paid to provide a service to the federal government. And we're going to be working on that as well, if you know my wife. And the service we're going to render the government is at this website right here. And you're going to be working and understand everything about my business, because we're going to think alike, and we're both going to be interested in the same thing. And all you have to do is just train yourself to be interested in more sophisticated and intelligent information. And it's like class, essentially, if you will. And anybody can get out. Like if you're not capable of what I'm currently thinking about, which you really are, then you can work and develop it extremely quickly. And we're both going to be training each other, and we're both going to be extremely bright and talented and smart and sophisticated together. And we're going to use our intellectual power to become extremely wealthy, as well as our physical capabilities. And we're both going to be athletic individuals. And we're going to be trained to be the apex, prime, alpha group, if you will. And so this is the website right here that we're gonna work to provide. I'm gonna finish this email to Kamala, and so anything that goes on the internet, like, try not to change my internet into anything else other than payments. So there's something called laissez-faire, and it's when you have like a hands-off policy with what's going on like in today's society. So if you could sit here and have a hands-off policy, like, that would be wonderful. Like, the only thing you would need to change is just to make things better in my life. And so I have a dog as well, and she essentially is the woman in my life, and a lot of the girls act like her. And she can live with my dad, or she can live with us, or whatever. But I have a father, and his name is Don King, and I have a brother named Jesse King, and I have a mother named Denise King. And my dad's grandfather's my grandfather and my dad's dad was from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Like Bethlehem, like the religious thing. And he grew up in Harrisburg. My grandpa grew up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And he had a father who was a cop, but his father left him, and he just lived with my great grandmother. And my great grandmother was alive when I was younger, and I have her name. I believe her name was I remember her name, but I can remember it, and I'll tell you the life story on that as well. But I'll tell you about all my relatives and stuff, and we can catch up on what is going on, and I'm gonna keep track of all the pictures that I have of my relatives, and I'm gonna do ancestry of my relatives as well. And a lot of my ancestors did like autobiographies. Like my Aunt Alice is still alive, and she did an autobiography. And I kind of want to honor her life, especially if I become a millionaire or a billionaire. And so I also have two cousins who are extremely good looking and athletic. And one's got yellow hair and the other's got red hair. And I have an aunt who is my dad's sister, and she also has red hair, and she played basketball, and she went to Penn State University with her still husband, Peter Neighbor, and they live out in Philadelphia, and they're essentially millionaires. And I want my cousins to be in good relationships as well, and if we get married, they can come and I can have you meet them. And on my other side of my dad's family, he has a cousin, and they have 4 boys, and they all looking good and healthy, and they live over in Mechanicsburg. So if I get wealthy, I'm going to help them out with money, and I'll hire them to work for me possibly. And I can also hire my other cousins to work for me as well. But I haven't been able to get a hold of them on the internet, but I just wanted to make sure they're safe and sound, and are well taken care of financially, and are doing good mentally as well. And as I said, I'm a psychologist as well, and I understand deep trenches of psychology, and I can help you with your psychology as well, because we should help each other with our psychology. And I'll admit, sometimes when I get entangled with individuals, sometimes I believe telepathy is a little bit real, because I sit here alone a lot. And sometimes, there's something called dark psychology out there that people use. And I don't enjoy when people use it, but I understand it myself, and I'll work with it when I need to. But I don't necessarily go by dark psychology, which is essentially like the devil and devil work. And they talk about, it's called the 48 Laws of Power book. Like, I'll show it to you. But it's Robert Greene book, and it deals with my relationship coach, John Alanis, which I learned about when I first started reading when I was in college. And so I had a mentor named John Alanis, and he helps me with advice with women. And he got me dating when I was in college, and worked out pretty well. And it's just information that I can use to my advantage, and that's what sparked my interest in information, really. And essentially reading, because he told me if I read and stuff, like, I can get girls. And that's essentially why I started reading the internet, because I needed girlfriends back then. And so I'm going to continue to work here on my website, and I'll explain to you what I'm working on. And you can use the intellectual property that I give you, and I say it in the most simplest terms. And the reason why I say it in simple terms is so people can understand it. But if you're with me, you need to work on my vocabulary when I write, because I used to write extremely well when I was with a girlfriend, and I do want to sound intelligent when I write. And currently I sound like elemental, and I use words that do not mean any harm to anyone. And but I want to change the wording that I use to sound, to update my word bank and my word activity. Which in college I was like a vocabulary buff, and like I knew all the terms, and I like looked into wording and certain words, and like I thought certain words were cool because I thought like wording and phraseology was very important, and like I understood a lot of cool and unique and sophisticated languages, and because I was studying law and stuff, and but something happened to me at college. That I will explain to you, that will be looked back as a wonderful life story of mine, and you can write a life story about yourself as well, and I do want to enjoy your life story, and I want to enjoy everything about you, and if I had somebody like myself, then I would enjoy everything about myself as well, and so I don't ever want to be jealous with you and another man ever, and I also give out relationship advice as well, and I'm going to continue to work to give that out as well, and I'm going to give you the relationship advice that I give other women as well, and I'm going to continue to work on that as well, and this can be my dating and relationship advice as well. And so for starters, in a relationship, you want to work very extremely closely together, and you want to be on the same page with everything, and you do want to be open and honest and transparent, because transparency is an extremely good form of government, and when people are transparent, like everything works extremely well, and when you are transparent, it makes yourself better, because like people know everything that you do, and it makes you sharper as well, and they say it's a good form of government, and it's essentially like being an open book and being open and honest with everything, to fine-tune each other, to become extremely, like, to fine-tune each other to be perfect in nature, like the Germans talk about it and stuff as well, about being extremely perfect in nature and like being godly and holy together, and so you want to be on the same page with everything, and you really want to think alike as well. And the only time you would think differently is if the other person's thinking better, whereas more ways to gain money or finance, or in a way that benefits both you and leaves not the two of you even angry at each other under any circumstances for any reason, or even jealous over each other under any circumstance for any reason. And you always want to remain secure, and you want to communicate with each other as well, and you really do want to be loyal with each other, and if you're each other's soulmate and stuff, then you should only engage in sexual activity with your marriage partner as well, and like you can control your urges to have sex, and I control it every day myself. Like I don't have too much sex myself, and so it's really not that hard just to not have sex for a little bit, and you should really shy away from it, and it should not be around you so often that you have a lot of it, like under any circumstances for no reason. And really you should like not have sex with anyone until you're married, essentially, is what they're trying to explain to people. And then they say you should not like be flirtatious or lustrous with other individuals when you are married as well. And like I will do that for you if you do that for me, and I want to remain perfect in this, and so it's very important to me that my wife is taken care of and treated well, and that we do this whole marriage thing correctly, and I do want to be religious in nature in this approach as well, and so yeah, so we're gonna be trained like in a military like setting, and we can get to know each other throughout our lives. We have a long time to get to know each other, but I also want to engage in dark psychology as well, and teach you about dark psychology so we can use it to our advantage. And John talks about not being nice in order to succeed, and he says nice guys finish last. But there's also advice out there that talks about being kind, generous, caring, and loving with one another. It's also a way to get ahead, and there's also information out there that says nice guys do not finish last. But it's important to know both sides of the equation. And so yeah, so like when we have kids and stuff, like we gotta make sure our kids are perfect. And I'm eventually gonna stop smoking, and I want to remain 100% healthy for you and the children. But I might need to do a little bit of stuff. But we should essentially train each other to be perfect in all nature. And it's gonna be hard for me to stop smoking, but I might be able to do it. So I'm gonna try to do it for you, so I can be perfect for you as a family member and as a father. And so it's gonna be extremely hard for me to do, and I might have to remove myself from like a situation, and we might have to train with like the CIA or like the FBI, as I was doing before. And I do train with the CIA and FBI, and I wouldn't mind like marrying somebody like out of the military, or even the CIA or the FBI. And we're gonna train in ballistics, and we're gonna hold firearms as well, and we're gonna work with each other and be each other's own like attorneys, if you will. But we're not really gonna get involved with law, because we're going to do arbitration, and arbitration is agreements outside of the courtroom. And I do understand law myself, and like you don't know how good of a lawyer I am until someone tries holding a legal argument against me. And so I want to travel with nothing on us that can get us in trouble ever. And but I'm not necessarily such a straight edge. Like I have experimented with different types. Like I smoke medical marijuana, and I'm interested in like I'm interested in like nootropics and like brain enhancing supplements, and I'm essentially interested in the energy aspect of any sort of drugs that I use, because I want energy from, like, I have brain health supplements I'm currently taking. They're called Neuroplasma, and they enhance focus, memory, and energy. And I'm just interested in like pills that like make me be awake and alert during the day. And I'm also interested in other forms of medications as well, such as like a multivitamin I want to take with all my vitamins and minerals, and it costs like $10 from Amazon Kindle. And I want to be on like all the nutrients when I reproduce with you, and I want my sperm to be healthy, and I want my body to be healthy when I work with reproducing with you. So we're going to be training and running and working out and exercising together. We're going to be working with each other's mental capabilities and the abilities of our mind to create our surroundings. And I'm going to work with you with psychology in that endeavor, and I'm going to give you the information that I gathered from Amazon Kindle, and we're both going to use the information together. And we're also going to work on communicating in these agreements that I've laid out here before us. And we're going to work, and I'm also running for president as well, and I may eventually become president. But like the main aspect of our relationship is loyalty and never cheating on each other ever, like in any sort of sexual way. And if you acted conservative like my mother does, that would be great. Like she doesn't even flirt with guys and stuff when she's around them. Like she actually gets pissed off when they're around, and she acts funny and stuff. And I'll show you her. And she was a wonderful mother growing up, and she never really dated or slept around on me, like ever really. And she has some friends now currently that have been her friends throughout her entire life. And so I had a wonderful childhood growing up. And I grew up during the Clintons, and I was there for 2 years underneath the first George Bush. And so I'll explain my entire life story to you, and we can get to know each other rather quickly. And I'll save this video document and put it on my webpage and social media pages, and on my YouTube page as well. And I'll send it to you once I meet you. And so I'm going to be writing and programming for my ideal life as well, and I'm just going to focus solely on my dream life, and I'm going to work with my dating and relationship advice counselor or mentor, and I'll give you all the information I have, and we can be open and transparent unless it like pretty much damages like our thoughts about ourselves and our relationship really, and but in all honesty, we're just gonna work with logic, and we're gonna work with data, and we're gonna like control. We're not gonna have urges to like cheat on one another or whatever, what have you, unless you want to. And so the thing about sex is it can be amazing and stuff, but it shouldn't be like an everyday occurrence just to use sex constantly. And there's relationship advice out there that girls are sexual beings, and that's the one thing I didn't like about the relationship advice that John Elias was giving out. And that's why I'm glad I learned about the Silva method, which involves Burt Goldman and his advice. And Burt Goldman's advice is you have a doppelganger female who thinks like you and acts like you and does the same things you do, and is just a little bit better than you. And that's why I absolutely love Burt Goldman's advice, because it makes me feel good about women, and it doesn't make me feel like women are like complete opposites of me. And John Elias talks about masculine and feminine energies, and I think he gets a little bit too much into the feminine energy aspect of it. And John Elias also says that you want to cheat to win, and he says you should use sex to get ahead and stuff. Like, he teaches some stuff that is just like kind of like not classy at all. And so I needed the information when I was at college and stuff, because I wanted a girlfriend and I wanted to reproduce with a woman. And I really did nothing bad my entire life, and so I'm going to be writing about this and programming about this as well, and seeing if I can put this video into my Python code as well. And as I said, I'm a Python programmer, and I'm a programmer for every language, and I want to go over the languages with you because we're going to be using them at our business, and we're going to be programming for businesses as well. And I'm going to explain to you the importance of programming and what is capable with programming, so we can use it together in the field when we are working together on my business. And I want to work on my business together with you. And the reason why I signed up for my business was because we can apply for grants at www.grants.gov, and I will show you that website. And we're going to be applying for grants at that website as well. And if we liquidate a grant, we can get millions of dollars. And I'm eventually going to delegate those tasks to someone who works for me, and they're going to be filling out the grant applications for me. In the meantime, if we need to, like, you and I can fill them out. And so I'll show you about the grant process so you know all about it, so that you can explain to an individual who will work for us. And so as I said, we should be able to look at each other's internet and be proud of what we both have on our internet, and I kind of want the same thing on each other's internet as well. And if not, if it's different, then one of us will be better than the other one, and we'll pull each other along and become more evolved together. And they talk about it's quantum computing, and it's essentially a parallel processor. And so I'll train you in everything that I know, and my thoughts and my beliefs as well. And I'm hoping you can think like me as well. And so we don't necessarily need to think alike. We can think slightly different, if you will. But there's a few pet peeves I have, and I'm gonna get those over the hill so that it doesn't take an effect in our relationship ever. And this is really going to come true here for me in the next 10 days, and it's going to come true because you're here, and you're going to be my lucky woman, and we're going to be filled with prosperity and we're essentially going to have parties throughout our entire life, and I mean with each political party, and I believe it's important to be nonpartisan, and because we can't really take sides when it deals with our government. And as I said, I'm running for president eventually as well, and I'm a political scientist as well, and I have some ideas about how I want to change society to help society as a whole. And so I'm gonna be sending this video to my future candidates for wife, and I'm gonna post it on social media as well as my website, and I'm gonna go full blown on finding my wife here because it needs to happen. And I'm gonna listen to my relationship advice, but I'm gonna do so in a way that I listen to my own advice first. And so I'm gonna share information with my wife about the information that I have and what we can use to our advantage, so that we all remain there psychologically wise, and that we always do the best thing with each other and for each other. And so it relates back to Jesus and religion, actually, in all honesty. And it's ancient teachings from religion, and I can share that information with you, and I am a religious person. And so we can go to church and stuff if you want to as well on Sundays. And I kind of want to be up and active and moving around as well, and I do a lot of work on the internet, but it's important that we vary up what we do during the day, and because that's advice from consultants, and all this advice I've given you is advice from consultants who are like very important consultants and like high paying consultants as well, and it's not necessarily my advice, it's just the best advice out there. And but I'm going to be selling the advice because I researched it, and I can then proceed with giving the advice away that I've gathered, which is what everyone does really. And I'm also a scientist as well, and I get better ideas when I'm with a female. My imagination sometimes works better. And so I'm going to be working with Udemy as well and creating an online course, and I just got done doing this a little bit ago, but I got to do it again. So it does take some work on the internet to do, and that's why I work on the internet so often, is because it takes a decent amount of work in order to become a millionaire or billionaire on the internet, and I'm getting damn close to being able to do that. And like I've almost achieved becoming like a millionaire or a billionaire like several times, and it has literally been a freaking nail biter, and it's like extremely entertaining to watch. I'm sure people are entertained with me the entire time I'm doing this, and they really are. And it's like a riveting experience, and so it has literally been on the tip of my tongue and like in my grasp to become a millionaire in the past when Trump was president. And so I'll explain all that information to you, but I gotta get back to work here, so I'm gonna save this video and I'll revisit this video. I'm gonna pause it actually and revisit it here in a second. Okay, so currently I live over near East High in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, close to Union Deposit Road, in a townhouse called Four Seasons, and there's a pond out back, and it reminds me of the Twilight Saga because my brother kind of looks like the werewolf. And I kind of look like the vampire, if you will. And I read that book back in high school, and they talk about if you write a story about your life, they can turn it into a movie. And they also talk about writing a book about your life and it manifesting as well, and it's a technique people use as well. And I'll share with you the intellectual property that I have, and what I'm currently working on as well, because it's a big investment if I invest in you. And so a lot of the information I gathered from Amazon Kindle like hypnotizes you into becoming wealthy. And literally all I need is just a second person to be there for me and to agree with me and to feed me positive criticism, and I should do pretty well. And I need someone to make me feel like I have a history that is like a cool history and a cool future, as well as a cool present, which is what most girls do when they are around you. And I want to go with a positive attitude, and you should have positive emotions as well. And you can kind of have the same personality as me if you want to, but they say personality is extremely important if you want to get along with someone. And so I do want someone with a good personality as well. And I'll share with you the information that I have in certain books, and I'll explain to you which books I read and which times during my life. And I'll explain to you my whole life story as well. And I'll work with you to become wealthy with you, and I'll share my wealth with you as well. And literally, the most I've been offered is $32 billion, and according to Google, it's an authentic email. And as soon as I get money, I'm going to invest in that. And I'm going to be my life coach here to explain to myself what to do here in a little bit. And I'm going to take the time to do that here for a second. So let me show you the effect of being your own life coach has on you. And I'm going to write about it here in a second after I'm done speaking with you. But I'm going to go full blown finding my wife and partner in life. And I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to start to do that right now. I'm going to listen to my dating advice and my relationship advice. I'm also going to listen to Jesus, and I'm going to give myself advice on that situation as well. And as I said, we're going to train in military style, as well as MMA and combat and martial arts combat. And we're going to do it when we are around each other, and then when we're not exercising and training, we're going to be working on the internet and taking care of house duties as well. And if I get enough money, we could probably get a nanny or something who can take care of like people to work within our house that take care of our stuff for us. But as I said, loyalty is extremely important, and we need to be able to trust each other no matter what. And I do kind of want to be the last guy you ever have sex with, and you can be the last girl I ever have sex with, if you want it to be that way, or if it works out that way. And that's how real marriages should work, and it should be a bond between a male and a female that goes on for eternity, because we're going to reproduce together and raise children together that will last throughout the ages. And we can be each other's soulmates, if you will, and our personalities can match perfectly, and we can think alike as well and have the same type of personality, and we can like fine-tune each other and work with each other, and have joyous days with the remainder of our days. And we can live in a bunch of wealth and abundance and power as well. And as I said, I do want to be apex, so I want to be around dudes and women who are both like us and who share our interests as well, so we can kind of form a group within our family structure with people we hang out with if you want to, or if it's more safe, we can just hang out with ourselves when we raise children. But I do want to meet new people, and when I'm with a female, I usually do meet new people. And we're going to go over protocol with what we're dealing with who we're hanging out with. And a lot of times we can just hang out by ourselves, but around my wife, like, I get touchy with what goes on, so I want nothing to go wrong ever around you. And it's as simple as using the Silva method is what it comes down to, because it works extremely well. And so when I explain the Silva method, it involves essentially thinking alike, if you will. But you can think better than me if it's beneficial for us for you to think better than me, or I can think better than you, and we can be slightly different if it benefits the two of us and comprehends both of our interests together. And I need to be a perfect match with you, like on an emotional level as well as on an intellectual level as well. And I need to enjoy the way you look, and then I will fine tune you, and I will fertilize you so that you become the most beautiful woman in the entire world, which you will, which is what happens when I date females. And certain guys with not a lot of intellect will get you to look a little bit dumber if you're with them. And as long as we get along, you can be the most beautiful woman in the world, which you will be, which is what I produce when I think about women. And certain guys have images in girls' heads of looking in guys' heads of looking a certain way, and sometimes they do not make them look good, or it could be the girls themselves that do not make themselves look good, or there's some other personality trait or social engineering that has took place within the person that gets them to act the way that they do. And it involves their surroundings as well, and what they grew up and what they did throughout their entire life that has shaped them into who they are today. And that talks a lot about sociology and what gives a person personalities and stuff like that. And as well as region and where people are from in the world. And I learned that at college. And in all honesty, anybody can change to be a perfect individual in nature. And as I said, we're going to work with gene editing to make sure that you are cream of the crop and do everything that I wish to do. And I do everything you wish to do, and I do everything you wish me to do, which is beneficial to myself and to you and to your feelings and to my feelings as well. And I'm not gonna get emotional about my girlfriend, but like we can be sort of distant if you want to, but then again we can also be all up in each of us business so much that we fall madly deeply in love in a perfect scenario. And it is possible to be in a good relationship, and as I said, I'm a life coach. I'm going to work on being a relationship coach as well, because if I'm a good relationship coach, then I can coach my female to be a good relationship coach, and I can put together a coaching scenario with relationships and make money off doing it. And I'll practice doing that now. And as I said, I'm going to go full blown on finding my wife I want to reproduce with. And I should always be doing that anyway. And something sparked my interest today that made me focus on that. And so I will continue to work to find my ideal dream mate, and to find the best woman to reproduce with. And we'll work together to get paid here. So I'm going to make this YouTube video, I'm going to save it, and I'm going to send it to individuals with whom I plan on reproducing with. And it's essentially a training video and a legal agreement through video chat. I don't want to get the legal aspect of it involved, but it's an agreement, and it's also an education system that we're going to work together on to create an ideal relationship with each other as a marriage, together in holy matrimony, and together forever throughout eternity. And it's going to ring through the halls of eternity with our sons, and with either our sons or daughters, most likely the son, which is why I want a son. And it's going to be the cream of the crop, our son, and we're going to take care of him from day one and make sure nothing bad happens to him. He's never going to get injured, he's never going to get sick, and we're going to educate him from day one, and we're going to train him in the same type of martial arts and equipment training that we do, as well as internet training. And it's going to be like stepping into a new Twilight Zone once I get paid as well, and we're going to have to do this quickly because I'm a little bit up there with age. And I want the cream of the crop as a female, and she can be wealthy as is, and I want her to be wealthy, and I want her to have a good family life in the beginning. And so I should have worked on this a while ago, but I'm going to work on it now, and someone must have just reminded me to do that. But so this video is going to be long, and this is what it's going to be like if we sit together and talk. This is what our conversation is going to be like, and I wanted to put it on this video so that a girl can watch it ahead of time and be informed. So, yeah, I have a lot of information that I have to brief you on with what I'm currently working on. And as I said, I do emails, and like I speak with the most important people in the entire world, and they offer me millions upon billions of dollars. Like, no one else can essentially say that, and I should probably keep the intellectual property with how to do that safe. And I probably shouldn't tell people the intellectual property, which is essentially visualization. And I will keep my intellectual property secure, which is advice from John Alanis. And if anything, I'll just consult with other business ventures when I consult and when I write. And I'm not going to give away my jibs all the time, because if you just believe in it, then that's all I really need. And you are really all I need to become wealthy as well, especially if your family has money. But like, I'd be willing to take anybody really, as long as they do the right thing with me and treat me the way I wish to be treated, and do what I want them to do in a way that benefits them and myself. So anyway, I should probably get back to work here and have you watch me work, and I'm going to have you look over all of my videos with what I'm currently working on within Vimeo, and I want you to study them. And if I have anything wrong in the video, then we're going to delete the video. And so you're going to be like my essentially my security system within my home, if you are my wife as well. And I want things to be safe around us at all times. And we're going to work with what we hear and our senses to sense things, and to sense positive things, because we need to have a positive and like powerful and like relaxed feel when we have kids, and we want the energy around our home to be filled with the best type of energy that is beneficial for us and our family. And energy is extremely important, and the energy around us needs to be clear, clean, intense, loving, strong, athletic, and intelligence, and as well as powerful as well, and as well as secure, and with a networking capability within all hemispheres within and around the world. And we need to be on each other's toes, and we need to wake up and train, and immediately train, possibly go for a run, and train to be extremely athletic in nature, and to be able to not only fight with martial arts, but protect ourselves at all times in a mean fashion if we have to, or a not nice fashion if we have to. And Robert Greene also talks about acting like a king in order to be like a king. And my last name is King. My name is Jody Daniel King. And so it's cool being named King. And it's essentially the best last name to have. And I mean, check my lineage on it, but it essentially means tribal leader. And I'm gonna check my I did my ancestry, so I know exactly where I'm from in the world, but I didn't do the actual family lineage yet, and I'm planning on doing that here as soon as I get paid. And I will find you on Facebook or some other dating relationship page, and I will invest in a relationship and dating app as well in order to find you, because I realize reproduction is important, and I'm not going to sit here without a girlfriend forever. So I'm going to full on go to get girlfriend mode, and the full on get girlfriend mode is going to spur some economic activity for me, and it's going to spur some everything I want in life to happen for me as well, because it's what I should be doing as a natural age born 34-year-old male heterosexual subject who's all encompassing in every endeavor of his life. I'm going to take this day to declare the day I'm going to work with engaging my wife, and I'm doing this because it is about time that I do so, and I should stop stalling and procrastinating, because it's not good if I stall and procrastinate. I will do this for myself as well as for others, and I will essentially inform myself on this endeavor, and I'll work with my mentors and my relationship guides, counselors, and coaches. And I will also be my life coach as well in this endeavor. And I will work with Jesus Christ, our Savior, as well as the all-encompassing Son of God, in order to accomplish this task. And I'm going to work throughout this day until I find my wife to reproduce with, so that my son will ring out throughout eternity as an all-powerful human being, subject, king, matter, second coming, and the son of the all-powerful and mighty Jody Daniel King, who will go through and ring throughout eternity in the great halls of eternity as an all-powerful leader, subject to matter law, contingencies, and all intelligent factors, the best at everything he possibly does, and the most supreme athlete in every realm and every ability, complete immortality, and all-assuming power of the universe within this mighty universe that is myself, that I created, and everything in the universe is something that I created, and everything will go according to what I wish it to go, and I will reappear after death into the same universe, or even go into higher or another realm within reality, and I will use different dimensions in the multiverse in this approach, and I will use the theory underneath Bert Goldman because I believe it is the best theory to go by, and I will also alternate my thinking pattern and paradigm to other aspects of what I learned throughout Amazon Kindle, and I'll work to do this on the internet and in person as well. And I just do not want to be focused on the internet so much as to ignore the people around me. And I'm going to be getting paid here in 15 days, so this whole thing's going to take off in about 15 days, so I should plan appropriately, and I should plan to get paid as well, because if I start to plan to get paid, then I will get paid, and I believe they said you should anticipate getting paid as well, and expect to get paid, and you will get paid. And so I'm going to take this day to plan for the rest of my life. I'm going to take this day to focus on myself and what I want for my own future, and I will work with reality, and we'll make this a reality in the coming days. And I've been working on it for the past 15 years, in all honesty, and it's about time that it goes through for me. And if it doesn't go through, then I'll get it some other way. And I have been actually hurrying up through this process, and I've been doing everything I can, and I am proud of myself, and I will find a girl and everything will go perfectly, and there's really nothing to worry about when it comes to my female, and she's going to be the most pinnacle of creation as prescribed and as described, and I will program for her to happen into my compiler, and it's going to be like second nature, and it's going to happen quickly, and I am going to plan for it, and I am going to create videos for my wife as well to showcase that I do love her, and but the world is still going to be about me, and that is what I learned from my relationship coaches and my advice that I've been given. And so I'm going to continue to educate my wife here and create a video for my wife and brief her on what I'm currently working on. And I can do that through messaging on Facebook, and I'll be my own life coach as well, and I'll rotate out of this video into what I'm currently working on, and I will be my own life coach as well. And all honesty, I need to sit back and chill, and keep visualizing, and I need to keep visualizing, and I need to just relax and get ready to get paid here, and continue to work throughout the days, and anticipate payment as well, because it is very possible that I do get paid. It is not impossible to get paid, and I have gotten paid in the past, and I will get paid in the future, and that is the advice that I got from the best paying consultants in the world, regardless of what any other individual has ever tried to explain to me of any sort of impossibility of it happening. And it is sort of all a hypnosis sort of scenario, and they did hypnotize you into becoming wealthy, and you're not going to let society and or your family dehypnotize you into becoming anything other than a powerful individual with a bunch of wealth and power. And so that's why you should keep information to yourself in secret, and you learn that when you were working to get a wife as well. And I believe you become more intelligent when you do get a wife, and it's okay that you gave away some intellectual property thus far, but not a lot of people read the information, let alone read the paragraphs that you wrote. So you can work to keep the information and sell the information yourself, and you can go back through your social media posts and delete posts that you don't want the information on the internet. And really only like 6 people see your views as well, and not a lot of people use the information that you have given them. So what do you go to think that other people will use the information themselves that you have told? So you can be unique in nature, and you can think like your wife, your future wife that you're going to have, and you can work to apply to do a service at www.gsa.gov, and you can send them all your videos that you currently have, and run through all your videos and check the videos, and then send in the videos to www.gsa.gov. And you can program for your business, and you just upload a Visual Studio Code, which is working wonderfully. And it's an Android bind, and you can read through the code in Visual Studio Code and see what they uploaded for you, and learn how to code that way. And you can also work with JavaScript and learn how to code through JavaScript. And you can hack through JavaScript as well, as the individual told you. And you can also hack through other programming languages and through the information. And you do have a photographic memory, so you do remember all the information you have read through, and what to protect yourself from. And hacking that does occur, and you can engage in your own ethical hacking, but you most likely will not, because you don't have that much time to go ahead and do that. But if the time comes to be, then you can engage in hacking, and you can send offensive cyber espionage campaigns against your opponents, which was what you were training for underneath Trump. And so your internet is currently secure, and you might need to update your Microsoft device as soon as you get enough money, and your device is working properly and wonderfully. And so you can work to on your online course with Udemy, and you can create an online course here with this video and with the previous videos with which you created, and you can post them on YouTube, and you can get paid as a life coach as well. And it's okay if you give away your intellectual property, because if other people get wealthy, then you can get wealthy as well, and it should return back to you, because that is why Amazon gave you the information in the first place, because it will return back to them. And you can be looked at as an individual who wants to create massive amounts of wealth for yourself and society, and will proceed to do so. And people do enjoy your agenda items, as well as your intellectual prowess and your ability to create wealth for yourself and others. And they do enjoy the information you give out, and they do enjoy the person you are as a person, and they do want you to become wealthy, and they want to share their wealth with you, and they want you to offer them services, and they want you to sell services to them, and they want you to sell them goods as well, and they really want to pay you. It's just like when you receive somebody who wants to sell something to you, like you're interested in salesmen. Everybody's interested in salesmen. Just because your mom said people are sleazy salesmen doesn't mean everyone dislikes a salesman. People like salesmen because, especially with this new age technology, and not a lot of them understand computer programming, and they're interested in learning, and people understand it. It's like when you initially got out of college, and it's probably even predates before that. It's probably when you were in high school and you knew the computers were real, and you just need somebody to work on the internet for you. And like even people in high school, like you were in high school and you're 18, you're at $8,000. Like if you ran into like a 20-year-old with $8,000, you would invest the money for him, and he would still have it today. And then another person like Grandpa, like if you ran into somebody like Grandpa and sold a service to them, like Grandpa's portfolio would be doing 50 times better. So as much as you'd like to think everyone's on top of the shit out there in society, people really aren't. And but people are when they are around you, because you keep them, alert and focused and doing things they should when they are around you. But really, people need your help making money, and everyone could really benefit from your service that you want to render them. And all you really need to do is just explain yourself and hold a conversation with them, and not get any sort of preconceived bias that they don't want to do business with you. And you got to explain it in a way that's beneficial, and you want to gather contact information, and you want to close the sale on the spot if you can, and get paid on the spot if you can. If they had cash and they could give you cash, you can get cash from them. And it's essentially in-person sales, and the place would be wherever you go. And so a lot of stuff is done on the internet, and you realize that society shouldn't be so inept as to not speak with individuals face to face to exchange contact information. And you are a king, and you are the most supreme being in the world in any and all fields, and you will showcase that in everything that you do. And you can grow to be extremely large in fashion, and you can grow to be extremely good looking, and you already are good looking and large as well. And you can just proceed to relax and grow here, and continue to grow throughout your life and not stress. And you can proceed to feel good as you sit here and work on the internet, and you will explain this to your loved one and your woman, and she will do the same thing in perfect unison with you, because it's already planned out in our future to be the best life in the entire world, as you are, and as you are holy and righteously, and so will shall the other individual within your life. And everything will go according to plan, and you will take all the information you've gathered throughout the years, and you will engage in working for the government as well as with your wife, and proceed to having a perfect life full of abundance and wealth and power in perfect unison with the higher power, the higher being, and your doppelganger, with, if you will, in a multiple universe. And really, according to science, there are multiverses out there, and that's probably what Bert was talking about. And you do have good genes, and you do look extremely good. And they talk about enjoying the way you look, because you look even better when you enjoy the way you look. And you shouldn't believe that other people change the way you look. You should believe that you can change the way you look as is to be perfect yourself. And you should not need another person in order to do anything. And as long as you grow in independence and become self-reliant and profitable, you should be able to gather a wife and have a wife as well. And you should look for one now and immediately, and you should make a video for her, and you should post it on your website, and you should write and be a life coach for yourself on your website as well. And you will continue to do all these things, and I will post all of my videos on my computer code, and I will see how the videos are uploaded into my computer code. And I will take computer coding seriously, and I will take like about 2 hours each day to program my scripts in all the languages that I have. And I will eventually get all the programming languages, and I will use all the programming languages to my advantage. And I will continuously code and program and train during the day. And I will wake up early and get started working on the internet immediately. And as much as I like to act like I'm a loaf, things are serious, and I should be training a little bit harder than I am currently within the realm of physical fitness. But that is just a theory that my family has, once again, so it comes down to me being around my family. I believe they want to make me look a little bit inferior, especially my brother, which doesn't necessarily matter, because I'll just whoop his ass in the metaverse like I previously did, and I will always be safe and protected. And I will use the metaverse and telepathy, if you will, and fighting through telepathy to ward off any predators, which is what I do anyway. And like, I really can't even trust anybody in my family currently, my immediate family, when it comes to that sort of thing. So I need to be on my toes at all times. It's like being trained in the military, which is the way I grew up, which made me who I am today, and as athletic as I am today. And I will continue to train with them throughout my time here. And it's really the worst of the worst is my family, which is why I gotta get away from them. Because if you suffer my family's wrath, it's like almost as worse as suffering something from my own wrath. And as I said, I'm the most athletic member of my family, and I will continue to showcase that. And I'm the strongest, and can fight the best. And I will protect my right to defend myself from any and all dangers, including those coming from my family. I will protect myself to the first extent possible, and I will use memory to protect myself from certain security threats. And I will continue to apply to do a service at the federal government at www.gsa.gov, and I will continue to explain to them what I currently do as a business. And I will apply for the PA apprenticeship program, and I will continue to be my own life coach. And I will make these videos for myself, and I will start working for myself as well. And I will program in Microsoft Shell as well as Python, and I will program in Ruby as well, and I can do it in a Word document for starters, such that Jeff Bezos has noted. And I will program in a Word document for starters, and then I will copy and paste the program into all of my scripts and my scripting languages, and I will write strings and mathematical equations, and I will then edit and proofread my code once I put it into the compiler, and I will continue to make a media agency as well, and my YouTube videos will be expensive, and my whole documentation of me creating my business will be on the internet, and I can make my own decisions about my own life, and really achieve the life I wish to have. And my life will be perfect, and everything will go down in unison. And this video is extremely important, and everything I do is extremely important. And I will ring throughout the halls of eternity as the best, most capable, biggest, boldest, baddest individual throughout the entire ages, in a good sense. And my hair will always look good, and my face will always look good, and I will always have style. And I will once again be my own life coach. So I'm going to take a break here and go get an iced tea and a coffee, and I'll be back. And I'm going to post this video on YouTube and send it to all my email constituents. I will make a video for all the people that I send my emails to. So I will listen to my relationship coach from now on, as I was saying. So anyway, so I'm you as my girlfriend and my wife and the girl that will reproduce with me. I'll explain to you what I'm currently working on the internet, and how we use the internet to get ahead. And I believe I put that in this video and the previous videos. And I'm going to show you this video snippet when I talk to you, if you're a candidate for my wife. And I'm going to send it to you through Gmail, and I'm going to get your email account and send these videos to you so you can review them and go over them. And you're going to work on my videos with me. And you can do all this yourself as well, and do the same sort of thing that I do. And I can share my information with you about how to do that, because I have been given away to individuals on the internet, and I might as well give it to you as well. And that's why I want you reading through all of the information that I have, so you can use the information, study it, and review what I have written, and you can edit it, and make sure there's nothing bad in any of the information that I put on the internet. And I will do the same thing for you as well, and we can work together in this initiative. And I want the internet to be wiped clean of anything that shouldn't be on the internet. And I both want to engage in internet activity with you that is healthy, and I don't want to look at porn like ever. Like never do I want to look at porn, and I don't want you looking at porn. I don't want our kids looking at porn. And I'm going to engage in, I have a media agency as well, and we're going to be working on my media agency, and we can work on it together. And it involves selling with YouTube, And when we do that, we gotta get good background and good lighting and like take quality videos. And we can sit here and chit chat about what we're currently working on, and we can invite other people to speak with us. And we can work with Zoom video as well, and Microsoft Teams, and that's where you essentially do video messaging, as well as Google video messaging as well. And I'll explain the internet to you so we can use the internet together to our advantage, and we can sort of work on the same sort of thing and do the same thing together. And I'm currently listening to my relationship coach, John Alanis, and I'll explain to you the information that he gives out as well. And I'll brief you on what we're going to currently be working on at my business and throughout society as well. And I should be getting paid here within 9 days. And once I get paid, I'm getting paid $32 million, and that should set us up for life. And if that doesn't go through, then we'll get some other way to make it to a billionaire, or even millionaire, or even billionaire status. And it's going to take the bond between me and you. And usually when I'm with a woman, I get lucky, and she becomes my lucky female to be around with, and she helps me make large sums of cash. And I always make a lot of money with the females in my life, and every time I have a female in my life, I make more money. And some people aren't necessarily like that, and not every guy you meet is going to be like me, and so that's why you should be blessed to have me. And so I weave in and out of paradigms that I have, and I really shouldn't even tell anybody my paradigm, because some people do, because like that whole thing is like one of my far out beliefs, and it involves people like knowing what you are thinking, and they say telepathy is not real, so they say people do not know what you're thinking, and people are not mind readers. But like as soon as you start thinking people aren't mind readers, you get a different reaction. So there's some sort of connection going on there with the mind and with the information with individuals are thinking about, and usually it's in a connected whole. And they talk about it being in a metaverse, if you will, and it is essentially the metaverse, which is the internet, which goes throughout society. So I went through some strife in my past when I was in college, and so when I first downloaded the electrical ultrasound, it actually is ultrasound as well, the power that is around my head, and that's the other aspect of it, it's energy, what I was explaining with the Nikola Tesla aspect. And it's also ultrasound as well. And so when I first found the ultrasound, like, it makes me feel like people are mind readers, because I hear others' thoughts, which could be like a psychic telepathy, like a psychic telepath. And really, in all honesty, I have like a 3D printer, and echolocation does kind of make you a mind reader, because it's like communication with your mind at a distance, and it makes noises and stuff like that. And that's why we live in Dauphin County, and humans can develop echolocation as well, and you can use it to communicate at a distance, but at the same time other people like don't hear it, so it's like subliminal, but it's extremely loud. And like during the pandemic and even before that, like I was setting off blast like kilowatts of energy and radioactive energy like throughout society, and like you can use it as like an attack beam, and it can attack people as well, because there's somebody living near me who I didn't like, and like I was ringing out his ears with this electrical shit because he was pissing me off, because he was selling like drugs right outside of my house, and he wasn't really from around here. And I was all paranoid because my internet was hacked underneath Trump, because Trump told me to read spam mail. And that's when I initially started to learn about the power of visualization with the email accounts. And the other information I learned is positive thinking and positive thought images as well. And if we want to live in a world, which we should, of all whites, we can live in a world of all whites and of all people we enjoy. And that's the type of world I enjoy living in as well. and we can go out and find that out in reality, and we can bring it to us, and it can be around us at all times in order for our protection, our prosperity, and the power of seeing things that we find beautiful and magnificent. And not only that, but things that are beneficial to our minds and our bodies. And people like us is essentially what I'm trying to explain to you. And so really, other information about it is everything could be actually really be a simulation, and everything could be a computer program that me and you started, and everything in this world is essentially here with us and for us, and it was created by us, so everything should go according to plan, and we create everything within the world together, me and you as a unit. And I essentially was born into this universe, and I created the universe, which is essentially religion, training, and stuff like that, teachings. And I can share this universe with you, and everything we wish to go well will go well, and we will see how this belief is real once we start experimenting with it. And we will experiment with different thinking beliefs and patterns and abilities of our computers to program our surroundings, and we will experiment with that information I've gathered from the top paying consultants of our time. And we will still live in reality, but we will also live in our own worlds as well, which according to Bert Goldman, there is a multiverse where anything we can be imagined is in this universe as well as throughout all times. And it's a visualization technique with a doppelganger, and it gets into like how your thoughts create your realities as well. And there's also beliefs out there that we might be living in one big dream world, if you will, and we just go from dream to dream, and that's called lucid dreaming. And they say you should do it in reality, and really you can upload reality as you go out, like in the field. And we're going to be on our own, so I'm not going to be near my family and stuff, and a lot of stuff around me is my download, but it's also the download of my family's. So once me and you move out, we'll start downloading the biggest and best real estate that we could ever imagined, as well as all the biggest and best friends. And we're going to work to create and hang out with the most sophisticated and powerful and important individuals within our time. And they have emailed me and have contacted me through email. So we can essentially do everything from the internet, and we don't necessarily need to hang out with them, but we can if we want to. And once we get paid, they talk about doing different things during the day and essentially experiencing life, which is what I want to do with you. We can go ahead and do that as well. And I do want to have a big wedding, and a powerful wedding, and a wedding of all times and of all ages. And as I said, I'm an extremely important person in the world, and you will notice that with who I associate with on the internet, and with the power that is around me and the way I act as well. And when I get roaring and shit, I make a lot of noise, but it's like a quiet noise. And I laugh sometimes because it makes me happy. So sometimes I laugh to make myself happy because I make jokes with myself. And I am pretty funny if you listen to my humor. And I have a good sense of humor, I have been told. And I won best personality in junior high. And I am a forgiving human being. And I do not take things too seriously, but I do when they should be taken seriously. And I am a good leader, and I always was a good leader. And I'm athletic, and I'm good looking, and I have good hair, and I look extremely good on the internet. And I look good with my shirt off, and I look athletic, and I am athletic, and I have an ability to grow to be as large as I want to be. And everybody else has these same powers as well. And I like to share information with individuals so that they become like me as well in nature, and that they think like me, and that they help me grow, and they support my height and my mass and my broadness, and they help me grow with their mind, and they help me grow in every and all areas. And I try to educate people to be like me as well and to think like me, to be a positive influence in my life. And they can be a little bit different from me with a standard deviation, and I can be greater than them as well. But that relates back into the paradigms that I have, and using different paradigms and the output I get from using different paradigms in society, and the output I get with my success and my amount of wealth that I create. And I use the best paradigm that creates the most amount of wealth, and I listen to my advisors and my invisible counselors, and I do take advice through telepathy, and I do use telepathy when I need to. And I want to establish the power of telepathy and how we should use it, and that we should use it for a business sense and for a protection sense as well. Because if you use telepathy, then people know what's going on with you currently at all times. And some people do believe in telepathy, and we can use it to our benefit to communicate when we are away from each other. And we can also use the time to give each other headspace and to think about each other at a distance in a positive way and in a non-worrying way. And we can prove we can prove that to each other through our actions and through the searches that we go on the internet, and by how we communicate on the internet as well. And so we can be secure and stuff, and you can be my secure wife in a secure house, in a mansion, surrounded by family and friends and everything that you need, and all the resources that you need. And we're going to plan this out thoroughly when we do have children. And all this I explained to you is something I will explain to you in a night with being with you. And so everything's going to go smoothly, and I feel a little bit better about the situation here currently. And I am going to use John Alanis's advice, as well as all the advice I have been given, and I will share that advice with you, and we can both use it to our benefit, and we can work and fine-tune each other in our mental capacity, and we can work with each other in our minds, and communicate with each other and share information with each other in intelligence, and brief each other on what is currently going on in a professional manner. And we can document with each other what is currently going on in a manner that we both work with in agreement, and trust above all else that we will never hurt each other's feelings and or engage in sexual relations with any or other people unless we both agree upon it. So with the birth of the internet, things have gotten a lot easier, and really we don't need to talk to anybody else like in person. We can all do it from ourselves with our internet. And so having a wife is a little bit different than being single. And so I want to experience life with an individual and make it great. So I'm gonna get back to work here. So I'm going to get back to work here, writing about this to individuals, and finding my dream wife on the internet. I can show you as I do that, and show you what I'm currently working on. And so I'm just currently talking to girls, and I'm shopping around for a wife. And so a lot of these girls are as well. And I'm going to work on finding you here on Facebook, my dream wife to reproduce with. And I'm going to focus on getting a girlfriend and a wife, full-fledged. I'm going to generate economic prosperity through doing so. And usually I just talk to them about money and not reproducing. In all honesty, I haven't had sex in a long time. And I'm not the one that sleeps around, but my relationship coach tells me to engage in sexual activity. So, you sent me Bitcoin. Hey. So everything is essentially a process, and this is essentially going to take ever. But I'm going to have to engage in it, and this is how I'm going to have to engage in it, through speaking with individuals on the internet. And so I'm going to probably find you here on Facebook.
I asked you to turn the lights on, but
Okay, I'll go turn them off.
dude, why don't you do it in like an hour? You still haven't done it. I guarantee you won't done it. Doors open.
So anyway, so we're going to be reading Amazon Kindle Cloud Reader throughout our time, or when we are at a house. We're going to read through Amazon Kindle Cloud Reader.
All that stuff on the wall, you need to get that.
So anyway, as I said, I'm engaged in full-fledged dating and relationships so I can find my ideal dream life and my marriage partner. And I'm going to do it with the current resources that I currently have. And so we're going to be using ChatGPT here, and we're going to be using Amazon Kindle Cloud Reader. And we're going to be studying Amazon Kindle Cloud Reader when we're together. And as I said, we're going to think alike as well. And but we're not going to have any sort of the same problems that each other have. I'm going to work to weave out the problems that we have as a couple. And as I said, I'm a relationship coach, and I'm going to probably get paid to be a relationship coach. And I'm probably going to turn into one once I get in a relationship with you. And so you can go over my previous videos that I have and make sure nothing dumb is in the videos. And you can go over the information that I've written as well. And you can edit and proofread the work that I'm doing, and work on the work for me. And this is what we're going to be doing for my business. And as I said, I'm a business owner and a CEO. And I became a CEO in order to receive grants, and it's what everyone essentially does. And currently, I have like a $40 billion business, possibly. And as I said, I have securities in my Google Gmail account. And I explained to you the intellectual property behind getting the investments. And not only do we visualize it, but I also program for it as well, and I write about it. And that's essentially why I give it away as information, because I give it away and then everyone does it, and then I do it myself. And yeah, I'm going to continue to explain to you what I'm currently working on as a business, and we can work together on it. And you can work with me on my business hand over fist, such as Jeff Bezos did with his wife, and Mark Zuckerberg did with his, and Bill Gates did with his. And all these people are mentors in my life, and I use them as invisible counselors. And as I said, I use invisible counselors as like security guards and stuff like that in the metaverse. And I have one that comes from Washington. He's like this big Hulk guy, like a rock guy, and he's like a Republican FBI guy, and he like protects me. He's fucking gigantic, and it's essentially me in like 10 or 12 years. And so that could be my doppelganger right there. It's just like some random dude that pops out of the wall to make sure I'm okay. And that's what they use invisible counselors for. And then I have Jeff Bezos and Andy Jassy to my south, to my 4 and 3 o'clock, as I sit here in my room at Pond Road, and I live at 5423 Pond Road with my father. And they talk about looking back on your life as experiencing good experiences, and I'm planning on doing that. And my counselors tell me to look back on life and change my past into something that's great, because it really was great in all honesty. And I'm going to write stories about it as well. And people might write a story about me eventually once I become famous. And as I said, I'm a very powerful individual, and I expect to be treated like such. And yeah, as I said, like, I'm immortal, all-powerful deity, artificial intelligent, computer program that was born. And when I was born, the program that went off was a Zypher or whatever. And it's like every time someone is born, like information system is emitted throughout the galaxy and the universe. And that information system is a computer program that people later build on and program up against and program for. And it runs throughout every programming languages throughout the time that you were born, and it runs throughout society as well. And it's an emission, or it's a signal, or it's a signature within a reality. And you can see the signature as well. And it's like radiocarbon dating with everywhere you've been around. And so I also do weather modification as well. And when I was in college, I noticed an ability to be able to change the sky colors. And me and you and our bond is going to change the sky different colors as well. And I noticed that ability to be able to do that when I was in college. And there was this girl in college that actually got me in trouble in college, and I'll explain to you the story. But so I would do that to go after her as well, because I wanted to propose to her, because I was young and I was dumb, and I didn't realize who I wanted, and it was the exact opposite person I wanted. And it happened when the voice went off, and when I first started to download that energy source that is outside of my window currently. And that is what essentially got me to do that, and it got me to focus on God and information instead of what I was focusing on at college before that. And it makes people a little bit different. I believe it makes people 100% more intelligent when they start to hear it as well. And you can download it too if you want to, but then again, you don't necessarily need to download it if you do not want to. And I'm not sure if you have that sort of update on your computer system or on the energy around your mind, but that energy is extremely that energy is dangerous at times. And when things